Hello everyone, today I'll be showing you how to make a basic walk, run and sprint system in Unreal Engine 5. So you start with walking speed, you press shift to start running and shift again to start sprinting. When you stop moving you go back to walking. So let's get started. So this is a brand new first person project, and the first thing we'll do is open up the first person character blueprint. Okay, and we'll also have to make a input action. So we'll go to the first person input actions folder, right click, go to input action, and I'll call it IA_shift or whatever you want to call it. Everything should be ready, you don't have to open it. Then we'll go to the IMC_default and add a new mapping. I'll select the IA shift and click the keyboard and the key you want to use for changing your movement speed. So I'll use left shift, and we can close that down too. Then we'll go to the first person character blueprint, right click and search for IA_shift or whatever you called your input action. Then we'll also create a new variable, so you can just press the plus icon and call it movement mode. Change its type to we first have to make the enumeration, so right click in the content browser, go to blueprints, enumeration, call it E_movement speed. There's already a default engine movement mode, so I can't use that. We'll add an enumerator and call it walking, add another one, call it running, and another one, call it sprinting. Okay, go back to the character and change the movement mode variable we made to E_movement speeds. Make sure to select the one we just made, and the default value we can leave at walking. Then on the IA shift event, enhanced input action, we'll drag in the movement mode variable and say set, and we'll set the new movement mode based on what we were doing. So we can drag off from the set movement mode and search for select, and for the index on the select node we can use the movement mode variable, and when we're walking and we press shift we want to start running. If we're running and we press shift we want to start sprinting, and if we're already sprinting we want to go back to walking. So this will only change the movement mode variable, it won't change the actual character's speed. So we can drag in the character movement component, drag off and search for set max walk speed. Even though it's called the walk speed, it's basically just the speed that the character moves at. So if you want to make the character run or sprint or whatever, you just change this variable from the character movement. And so we want to set the player's speed also based on the movement mode. So we'll search for select and use the select node, not the select float, the normal select. For the index we'll use movement mode again, and we can create a new variable, call it walking speed, change its type to float, duplicate it, call it running speed, duplicate it again, and call it sprinting speed. You can drag in the walking speed and connect it to the select node on walking, same with running and sprinting. So this will change the character's speed. And well, first we have to set the variable's value. So the walking speed I'll set to 200, running speed to 700, and sprinting speed to 1500. You can use your own values for the type of game you're making. So this will change the player's speed, but we want to go back to walking when we stop moving. So on the default IA move node, off of completed, we'll add another set movement mode node, and set the movement mode to walking, and get the character movement, set max walk speed, and set the max walk speed to the walking speed. And that should be it. Let's test it out. So I'm busy walking, I press shift and I start running, I press shift again and I start sprinting. When I stop moving I go back to walking, and when I'm sprinting and press shift again I go back to walking as well. So yeah, I hope you found that useful, and I'll see you next time.